It's your girl coming back for another one. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell everyone you know about my channel. So, I know I told you guys the last time I was here that my next video will be an introduction to my family. Unfortunately, my family does not cooperate very well. So, this video is going to be a little bit of getting to know me. Also, my coming out story. Ooh. But first, before we get into any of that, let's talk about this beat that's on his face. I just think that I did that very well. If I had to pick a favorite, I would say my lips is the favorite that I did. And this video is not sponsored by anyone. A lot of the makeup that I use is by NYX. So yeah, maybe next time I'll bring y'all along with me for that. Let's go ahead and get into it. But so I don't know what you guys would want as far as getting to know me. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself and my life and my crazy adventures. So my name is Devanya. I'm 30 years old. I do have a 5-year-old daughter. Like I stated in the previous video, her name is Brooklyn. She's my blessing. And I know you guys are going to be like, well, you told us that you was a lesbian, but that's another video for another time. So stay tuned, okay? But a little bit more. I graduated from Hillside. I reside in North Carolina. Shout out to the Bull. Also, I am currently employed at Advanced Primary Care, which the reason I chose that for a career is I love helping people. If y'all have not figured that out yet, I'm very involved with everything that I can be involved in. I also started an organization, Empowerment Women. This is actually one of my shirts that you guys can purchase if you would like. The organization is basically just helping women get empowered and staying empowered. I know right now in the season that we're in, it's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things happening. Everyone is having to adjust to certain situations and certain things, and we thought we was getting better, and it turned out that we was getting worse. But as always, God has the last say so. So I know that eventually our economy is going to get back to the way that it's supposed to be. But as for right now, we just adapting and adjusting to the change. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm very family oriented. I love my family. I have 4 sisters and 3 brothers. Hopefully, you know, we'll be able to get all of us together so they can introduce themselves to you guys as well. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I had Brooklyn when I was 25. Whoop, whoop. So I'm also trying for a second baby, me and my family. So we'll keep you posted and let you know how that goes. Excuse me. As well as a whole lot of other things. So my coming out story is very funny. It's funny now. It was not funny then, I will say that. But so I came out to kind of everybody individually. It was very interesting, very ironic. So all the way to the beginning, I was 18, had just moved out of my grandmother and aunt's house and into a house with my other grandmother and my dad, my stepmom and all them. I decided to go with my dad's side of the family and live there. And it was real funny because I never seen myself as lesbian. I always knew that I was attracted to women. Just didn't see myself as a lesbian. I didn't. I was very attracted to women. I loved everything. I love everything about a woman. And the way that I was raised and the way that I was brought up was not the way that they didn't think that lesbianism was right. I put it that way. So I kept it to myself. I kind of knew that I was attracted to females at a very early age. I want to say middle school. And I just lived the best way that I knew how because of the way that I was brought up. So I didn't act on anything. I kept all my thoughts to myself, you know. And then I turned 18 and decided that I wanted to be grown and I wanted to come out to the world. But going into it, so I was actually sitting in the car one day and I had met a friend. And this friend became more than friends. And I was at work, sitting in the car. I was doing hair then. Sitting in the car with this friend, and it was a female. And she kind of had been noticing her around the shop. I had been noticing her around the shop. And I was like, dang, she is really cute. But I never told her. And I was very close to her mom. Very, very close to her mom. And we were sitting in the car one day, no lie. And she came and got in my car. It was very early. I think I had went out to the car to take a nap. And she came in the car, we was just talking, and then all of a sudden she kissed me, and you know, I was like, oh, okay. So okay, this is what this feels like. I like this feeling. So, you know, yeah, that was my first interaction with a female. I actually, funny story, tried to set her up on a date with my oldest sister, because my oldest sister is also a lesbian, and we kind of like all went out on this date. And I don't know if you guys ever see in movies how like people set other people up with someone that they really like, and then they just do something to make the date very awkward or very weird. I was that person. I was the person that was making it very awkward and very weird. So that was very, very interesting. And my sister was actually home around this time because it was around my birthday. And she pulled me to the side. I was like, Pooh, do you like her? And I was like, no, I don't like her. I don't like her. And she was like, I think you like her. Eventually, though, I did tell her that I was interested and I did like her, but I didn't want to act on the feelings because, again, the way that I was raised, it was not okay to be with a female. So my oldest sister was the first one that knew. And then I came out to my best friend, and it was really funny how I came out to my best friend. We was actually on the way to the movies, and I was like, hey, best friend, I gotta tell you something. And she's like, what? I was like, I like girls. And she was like, oh yeah, I know. And I was just like, what? How you know? Why you ain't tell me? She was like, I was just waiting on you to tell me, and I still love you no matter what. You know, I'm still going to be your best friend. I don't judge you. You like what you like. And we've been best friends ever since. You know, she never judged me. Not one time did she talk about me. You know, when it came time to like my issues and my relationship problems, she was still there to talk to me, to help me, you know, to guide me and help me understand. And she's not gay at all, but she was still my best friend. And I have nothing but respect for her for that. And then, so she was the second person. And then I have my baby sisters, whom I came out to next. And they were just like, I don't think anybody was in shock. I think everybody was just like, finally, you telling us. We was waiting for this. So I came out to them, and they was very accepting. I had no problems with them or whatever. They still loved me. They still treated me the same. I was still big sis to them, still am. You know, they never looked at me differently. They never judged me. Not one time did they come off like they were ashamed or didn't want to be around me. And like, it kind of made me sit back and think like, dang, why did I wait so long to come out to everybody? Because everybody's still treating me the same. Nobody's treating me different. And I started questioning why it took me so long. or whatever. Of course, I told my biological mom, and she was just like, whatever, baby, like what you like is what you like, and I'm here for it. Um, I still love you no matter what, and I don't care. That's basically how she felt about it. Um, I told my stepmom, she was the one that was very open with me. Like, she was like, okay, cool, let's do this. And I came out back in the time where rainbows was a big deal. That was the initial, when you put on something rainbow, everybody knew what that meant. So I came out in that day and age, and when I said, y'all, my stepmama rainbowed me down. I had these big old rainbow earrings that she bought me. I had rainbow belts, rainbow socks. Like, she rainbowed me down. She was definitely a very great encouragement in my life. She was definitely there to help guide me. She was a great person to talk to. You know, she still encouraged me. She told me, you know, whatever you need, I still love you. I don't care. This is a no judgment zone. Like, she was very there with me, and I really do appreciate that. Like, I really appreciate her for that. My grandma, she was very she was good. Like, she was like, okay, you know, whatever, you like what you like. The hardest person that I had to tell was my dad. And I think that was so hard for me because I looked at myself as a daddy's girl. And I didn't want to disappoint him. And I didn't want him to feel no differently about me. I didn't want him to judge me. I didn't want him to belittle me. Like, I wanted to still be his baby girl, you know. And a lot of how that went down when it came out with my dad, I felt like it could have been handled differently had I just told him the truth when he asked me instead of denying it. Yeah. So how that day went was, it was New Year's of, like, I think it was like either 2009, 2010 maybe. I think it was a year before I graduated. I graduated in 2010. So basically what happened, I had got a room, me and my sister, one of my sisters had got a room with my girlfriend and her guy friend at the time. And my sister got drunk. I wasn't driving. My sister got really drunk the night before, and she couldn't drop my girlfriend off back at home because she stayed farther than where we stayed, and it was like almost a 30 to 25 minute drive to drop her off. So jokingly, my sister was like, well, my daddy gonna learn today. He gonna know today, because I can't take her home. She's just gonna have to come back to the house with us. Grandma didn't have no problems with that. So I had prepped my girlfriend in the car, like, if my daddy, you know, come in the house, you just my friend. Like, it's nothing else. We not girlfriends. We not nothing. You just my friend. And I kept telling her, like, just tell him that you're just my friend. Nothing more. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I had walked in the house, you know, nobody was there. I think my grandma was going to church. And my sister went and laid across her bed. And she was like, I'm hungry. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go in there and cook us up some breakfast, I believe. I think it was breakfast I was cooking. I don't know. I'll cook something. And went in there, y'all, making the food or whatever. We done sat down. We done ate. My dad walks through the door. And he comes in, and I could just like feel the energy shift. I think my emotions got really high and really loud, and I was like, oh my God, here it comes. And he walked in the door, and he looked at me. He said, Pooh. Pooh is what everybody called me. He looked at me. He said, who is this? And I said, oh, that's nobody's, just a friend. And then he looked at my girlfriend at the time, and he was like, who are you? Is that your girlfriend? You know, talking about me. And she was like, yeah. And I think at that moment, like, I was just in shock. Like, we talked about this in the car. No, I'm not your girlfriend. We're just friends. And the moment she said, yeah, my dad flipped. Like, he flipped. And everything that I did not want at that very moment became so real to me. I didn't want him to judge me. I didn't want him to look at me differently. And in that moment, I just felt like he did. He looked at me differently. Like, he couldn't. I don't know if the initial shock of my girlfriend at the time telling him that, yeah, we dating, was the sense of the disappointment, or if it was the fact that he had asked me previously and I just kept denying it. So I didn't know how to react. I kind of just sat there and just let him say whatever it is that he needed to say or wanted to say. And it was very real. My dad went off. Like, really went off. He called, I think he called my mom. I think he called his mom, and then he was like, all y'all knew, you know, like, all y'all knew and nobody told me. So I think it was just, like I said, the fact that he had asked me and then I lied about it was what hurt him the most. And I always tell people I don't regret nothing that I do, nothing that I have done. And even now, I still don't regret not telling him, because I didn't want the fear of him being disappointed in me. But I kind of wish that I would have went ahead and just been honest from jump. That way we could have kind of avoided everything that happened and avoided how everything went down. It took him a while to accept, you know, my lifestyle. Me and my dad are close now. We're very close now. We mended a lot of things that has happened, you know. We talk a lot. So on that aspect, no, I wouldn't change nothing, because it actually drew us closer. And yeah, it took him a minute, but like I said, I feel like if I had just told him from the beginning, it would not have taken as long as it did to bring our relationship closer. Yeah. But now, you know, I came out with that when I was 18. I've been through some relationships. What person hasn't? I'm currently now in a relationship with my girlfriend, who I've been dating for 5 years. We are raising our daughter. I'm very happy. My family is very accepting of her. They love her. Sometimes I think they love her more than they love me. Which I'm just like, okay, y'all. Like, I was here first. I'm y'all blood. You know, you can love on me. But yeah, it coming out was hard for me. it was hard because I didn't want the judgment. It was hard because I didn't want to deal with all the backlash that came with it. But I couldn't stay hidden, or I couldn't get into who I was, because living a lie, it was not who I am, you know. I love everybody that's loving on me, that love me with no judgments. My advice to anybody that's in a situation where they feel like they can't come out to their parents, or anyone, friends, you know, friends, family, sisters, brothers, aunties, cousins, grandma, whatever. If you have one person that you feel like that you can confide into, that do not judge you, confide into them first. Get their reaction first, and then just go from there, you know. My dad was the hardest person that I had to tell, because like I said, I was daddy's girl. So I just wanted him to accept me for me. But we had to go through the hurdles. We had to go through the obstacles in order for him to be acceptance of my lifestyle, and me to understand where the anger stemmed from. It wasn't that he was upset about what I was doing with my life. It was the fact that I lied to him about it. So always be honest. Always be truthful. If you don't be honest and be truthful with nobody else, at least be honest and truthful with yourself. Because you never know, you know, who already knows or who don't know. They just waiting on you to come out and tell the story. That's it. You know, so be strong. You can do it. I did it. You know, even though it was some years ago, I did it. Everybody is not here to judge you. And you will, I promise you, you will get through it, no matter what. Parents know, you know, parents know their kids. So if it's something that you're hiding or feel like you're hiding, don't feel like you're hiding it from your parents, because I know y'all, my hair is like, ugh. Don't feel like you're hiding it from your parents, because parents know. Parents know their kids in and out, back and forth. They know when you're sick. They know when you're lying, when you tell the truth. So definitely be truthful with them, because in the long run, you're going to need them to be in your corner. When that heartbreak comes, when situations come up and you don't know how to deal with it, you're going to need your parents, because they've been there. They are the ones that know you. They're going to help you get out of the situation, or how to tell you how to get over that heartbreak. You know, they're the ones that's going to go to bat for you. So don't be afraid to be true to you. And sometimes being true to you means hurting someone that you love deeply. But that's okay. And that's my story. That is my coming out story, you guys. It was crazy, but I wouldn't change a thing about it. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, feel free to leave them up here. Make sure y'all follow my channel. Hit the like button so you guys can get the notifications every time I upload. And remember, if you don't be true to nobody else, be true to you. I love you, and you can't do nothing about it.